So you're thinking about moving to Memphis in the Mid-South. Well, in this video today, we are going to take you to Center Hill. Where is Center Hill anyway? Center Hill is in two cities. It's in Olive Branch and it's in Byhalia. So that's interesting. We'll talk about that. We'll tell you what the mayor has to say about Center Hill. And stick around to the end and I'll let you know what the best part about living in Center Hill is. So if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Memphis in the Mid-South, then hit that subscribe button and tap the bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know everything there is to know about living in Memphis in the Mid-South. My name's Amy Clark with Cry Like Realtors. I'm your local go-to real estate expert for Memphis in the Mid-South. I get calls every day from people just like you needing to move and make the move as smooth as possible. Whether you need to move in 9 days or 9 months, I'm here to help you make that move. Now let's take a closer look at Center Hill today. So welcome to Center Hill. Where is Center Hill anyway? Okay, so what we're looking at right here is DeSoto County. This is all of DeSoto County. So in DeSoto County, we have Lake Cormorant to your left, Horn Lake. Right in the center is Hernando on the south, and on the top is Pleasant Hill and South Haven. Then right over here, we have Olive Branch in the little purple part here. Lewisburg down here, and this is Center Hill. You're gonna have an Olive Branch address or you'll have a Byhalia address. It doesn't matter. But this line, this is the county line here. And if you live on this side, you are in Marshall County and you go to Marshall County schools. But if you have a Byhalia address right down in here, you are in DeSoto County and you're gonna go to Center Hill schools. So I have this mapped out by the school district. So this is the Center Hill School District right there. Okay, so Olive Branch right here in the center, Olive Branch in the purple, just annexed this area. So purple Mineral Wells, Olive Branch, and you see all the green right here? That's Lewisburg. Olive Branch annexed all of this area. And Center Hill said, no way, you're not annexing our part. And so Olive Branch annexed this area, which makes Olive Branch the largest city in DeSoto County right now. So they haven't redrawn it yet, but this is what I'm just looking at school districts right here, but this is Olive Branch and Lewisburg School District. And then we're going to talk about the Center Hill area today. So these two parts right here, and I've got a video where I drive around right around this little loop right here, and I take you to this neighborhood, and then we go all the way through this, and this is where Center Hill School is. So I take you on a little trip so you can see what it looks like in Center Hill over here. All right, so let's talk about what the mayor said. Okay, that's Olive Branch. All right. So now that we know where Center Hill is and what Center Hill looks like, when you're in Center Hill, you're going to go to Center Hill schools, but you're going to have an Olive Branch address or a Byhalia address. So just depending on where in Byhalia you live, you will either be in DeSoto County or you will be in Marshall County, which is the county next door. We are in Olive Branch, and this is Center Hill. This is an area of town that was not annexed with all of the rest of the annexation that Olive Branch took steps towards in the last couple of years. This is an unincorporated part of Olive Branch. You have an Olive Branch area code and an Olive Branch address, but it is Center Hill. And this Center Hill area, basically new development is built up around a school. You have Center Hill Elementary, Center Hill Primary, and then you have Center Hill High School. So this is a new neighborhood. This neighborhood started about 4 years ago, and it's going to be continued to be built for the next 10 years or so. And they just keep getting bigger and better. So these houses in this neighborhood range in the neighborhood of $475 to $699. These houses are on pretty good sized lots here. They're a little more than maybe about half an acre in this particular neighborhood. When you buy a house or pre-sale, when you just have a lot, it's gonna take about 9 to 12 months to finish a project, finish a build from this builder. And they do give you incentives. They'll ask you if you want to upgrade tile, flooring, and carpet. They can also, there's a new one under construction right there. So they'll ask you all these questions, and then they give you a chance to really embellish the price of the house. So you can go $25,000, $30,000, $40,000 in upgrades with this builder in this neighborhood. You could get blinds, you could get a fence. A fence, when you buy a fence from a builder, it's gonna be a little bit more expensive than if you contract it out or even do it yourself. So what you're gonna get in Center Hill is about $164 a square foot, about $469,000 for about 2,900 square feet, about 3,000 square feet on 4 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms. That's gonna be your average in this neighborhood. So you can see there's lots of lots here to build. This new construction, we're talking about $672,000. You're gonna get a 1.5 acre lot here, and you're gonna get probably 6 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms at 3,800 square feet. On the low end in this neighborhood, or well, not neighborhood, but this area of town, this area of Olive Branch known as Center Hill, you're gonna get a house for a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house on 1/4 acre, a lot, and it'd be 1,600 square feet for like $265,000. So you can still buy in this area. And a few weeks ago, we had the mayor of Olive Branch come and talk to us in one of our meetings, and he just gave us some little background about Olive Branch, and I'll share it with you now. Olive Branch is now 57 square miles. There's 18,000 housing units currently, and they're working on a $33 million sewage and water project along the newly annexed areas on the east side of the county, on the east side of the city. So for all the new subdivisions and all the expansion that's going on in this area. So he said that expansion, that water sewage, that $33 million project is gonna cover 19 square miles for new construction, new homes out here in the Olive Branch area. So Mayor Ken Adams came to us and he told us that this year, 2024, is a build year. So in Center Hill specifically, at 302, which is Goodman Road, and Center Hill, they're building a new fire station and a new animal shelter at 302 in Polk. So on that Goodman Road area, they have lots of Amazon warehouses and other warehouses that have been built up over there. And so it's kind of in the country out of the Olive Branch proper, but it's on a main thoroughfare there. And of course, the animal shelter for all the animals that need to have homes. So on the other side of Olive Branch, they're building 6 new pickleball courts in the next 8 months and extra restrooms, 2 more soccer fields. See, you can see here as we're looking at this, Olive Branch has still got lots of, or Center Hill area still has lots of mature trees. They didn't take all the trees down to build this neighborhood. But on the other side of town, on Olive Branch, they've got 8 soccer fields already. They're building 2 more soccer fields. They're gonna add 405 extra parking spots and more restrooms. And that's gonna go where the current rodeo sits right now. So it's basically a field off of College Road with the soccer complex and the soccer parks. And then they're gonna move the rodeo somewhere else. So here in Olive Branch, we have the busiest airport in the state, which I thought was fascinating. They're building 3 new hangars just this year. They have 3 flight schools at our particular airport. And so it's a private airport and lots of people fly in, they keep their planes there, they use them. But every single night, military, medical, and animal supplies are transported. So your medical supplies could actually include organ donors. And so the mayor said every time you see an airplane fly over your house in Olive Branch, you can be assured that money is flowing into our city. So that's great. And he's got a 5-year approach to resurface all of the roads in Olive Branch. So that is something that Olive Branch has had a huge expansion lately, and in the last 5 to 10 years, and they really do need, when they put in these neighborhoods, they surface the roads once, and then after all the building really is completed, then they start going back and resurfacing roads. And it's time, and we need it, and our mayor knows that. So he's really excited about the Cascades of Olive Branch, which is going to be an all-inclusive retail, single-family home, residences, townhouses, and parks and recreation, walking trails. It's a $300 million development that they're putting in. I know I'm very excited about this development that they're putting in. And then they're doing another little one in Olive Branch, and it's going to be apartments over retail. And we haven't built any new apartments in Olive Branch in at least 20 years. And so if you can't buy a house, you can probably get an apartment, but they are working on solving some of these problems. And so they're doing a retail space in like off of Sandage Avenue and Old 78. It's a little triangle plot of land, and they're gonna have retail shops on the bottom, and they're gonna have apartments on the top of it. It's a little controversial. People really don't want more apartments in our city, but you know, people need to live and work, so let's make that happen. The city has also approved 65 townhouses, and these townhouses are going to be built in the next so many years in a couple of phases. So they're working on those townhouses. The catch to the townhouses are, it is a company that is coming in and building the townhouses, and it's going to be completely rentals. So whether you agree with that or not, that's another thing. But the mayor was pretty funny, and he said that he gets pretty upset when he gets calls from local citizens concerned about the crime in the area. And one thing that they've done with the crime in the area, there are 16 entry and exit points into the city of Olive Branch, going into Memphis, going into South Haven, going into Marshall County, going into Tate County, and counties below us too. So there's 16 entry points on roads. And what they do is have those cameras up that are license plate readers only. And they're taking these license plate readers, and they promise you that they don't get your face. But if a car does not match the license plate, they assume it's a stolen car, and they contact either Memphis police, Germantown police, Olive Branch, find out where this car is, why it's illegally transporting across our state line, and what's happening with it. So that's, you know, like I said, he's getting back to the crime. He does try to combat any kind of crime issues that are happening in our town. And he wanted to make a point that Olive Branch, and compared to Memphis, he said, how many homicides happened this last year in Memphis? And it was over 300. And it's been like that, steadily going up for the last couple of years in the Memphis area. Now, DeSoto County in Mississippi and Memphis, they all work together. The sheriff's departments work together, they cross state lines, and they combat crime as best they can. And they're doing a fantastic job here in DeSoto County. So he wanted to know homicides have happened here in DeSoto County in the last 4 years. And the answer was 1. And that was a domestic incident. It wasn't a drive-by incident. It wasn't a random act of violence. It was 1 in the last 4 years. So we are a small town down here in Olive Branch. And as you can see by the pictures here, there's lots of room for new construction. And here we're driving up on the DeSoto County school system right here. And this is your high school. And we're coming up into another neighborhood that's a little older than the one we just went through. The school's built, and the new construction and the homes are built all around it. So there's a little lake right there, and your houses are right behind it. We'll drive through here, and little water fountain. It's pretty. It's a nice area, and you see there's a sidewalk right in front of here. So you can get out and walk your dogs, walk your kids. You can walk to school, because that's where you're going to go to school. Unless you're homeschooling, or you're going to a private school. And if that's the case, you're going to a private school, you are traveling away from this area, either to go into Memphis or to go into South Haven to get to a private school. So now these houses have been here for about 20 years, about 3,000 square feet on these houses. And you get, extra things when you buy an existing house. You get your fences, you get your blinds, you get any of the extra things, extended patios, maybe a third car garage or an extra built-in garage. Or looking at that house there, that one had a wrought iron fence, and that's a nice fence on that one. That manufactured fence, it's not a wooden fence traditionally. There's still some lots available to build over here if you like to live in a cove or live in this neighborhood. You're gonna have well manicured yards, and you're gonna have existing landscaping. So when you live on this side of Olive Branch, your shopping is going to be, grocery shopping is either going to be in Olive Branch proper, where you go Kroger, Walmart, Aldi, those types of things, or you're going to go into Collierville, which is north in Tennessee, and that's where your major shopping is going to be. Your Carriage Crossing shopping center with, you know, your Dillard's and your books, Barnes and Noble and your books, and your restaurants, your local restaurants. You have Huey's, and you have, of course, all the chain restaurants. But if you need shopping, say Christmas shopping and stuff, and you're probably going to go into Collierville. Collierville is going to have your Carriage Crossing shopping center, which is an open air mall. And if you're into soccer, you're going to have to go to Collierville or Olive Branch, either one, because of the Mike Rose soccer complex in Olive Branch. But as you can see, as we're driving through these houses, these are, you know, 2,900 square feet to 3,500 square feet, and they're going to have pretty large lots. That's a good lot right there. Corner lot on this house. Lots of mature landscaping. This house is probably 25, not 25, but maybe 18 to 20 years old. That's a single story house. That's good for people that don't want to climb stairs anymore. So what can you do in Olive Branch when you're here? Well, you're not going to work primarily in this area. You're going to be working in Memphis or in Hernando or South Haven, hospitals, warehouses. You know, Memphis is a working town. So these are the suburbs, and you're going to be driving back to Memphis to go into work. But if you're got kids around, there's a roller skating rink in Olive Branch, and next to it is the MidSouth Ice House, and that's ice hockey and ice skating, so that's a lot of fun. Also, as we talked about with the Germantown Charity Horse Show, Germantown in this area of the country is an equestrian city. And so right here in Olive Branch, you have your Oakview equestrian stables. So there's probably training there, storing your horses there. You know, you're not going to have horses in this neighborhood. That's not going to be allowed. But there are places and shelters for your animals if you need that. But one of the fun parts is the Brussels Bonsai Nursery. And the Bonsai Nursery is the largest bonsai nursery in the country. And people from all over the world or all over the country, if they have $1,000 bonsai trees that they're really keeping up, they will transport those plants to this nursery, and they will care for them for months or years at a time. Or if you're traveling or you need to have a vacation or something, you can store your plants there. You can also purchase your plants there, and you can learn how to prune them correctly. So years ago for Mother's Day, I bought a bonsai orange tree from the Brussels Bonsai Nursery and gave it to my mom, and it grew into a big tree because we didn't know how to properly take care of it. So that's fun. But this is a look at the Center Hill area. Now, one thing important about the Center Hill area, which is probably the best thing about the whole thing, the whole area over here, is, like I said, they refused to be annexed by the city of Olive Branch. They still have Olive Branch services, and they still have Olive Branch addresses. However, they will never have city of Olive Branch taxes. You're only going to pay county taxes in this area of Olive Branch. So that is a big bonus to living out here in Center Hill. All right, well, hope you guys enjoyed this drive-by of Center Hill and seeing what you can get out here. That one's a little smaller, and these are a little older, you know. So you have new construction, older construction. There's lots of different things that you can get. She's working on. These lots are much closer together. And then at the end here's more new construction. So it just depends. You know, when you move into a new construction area or an older neighborhood, it'll take 20 years or so to completely build out the neighborhood. So just remember, when construction's going on, it's going to be going on from 8 to 5, mostly during the day while you'll be working, and they're not going to usually work on the weekends, and they're not going to work at night, so it'll be pretty quiet. Hope you can see the houses other than my reflection right there in the window. All right. Thanks for watching my video. And there you have it. A little look at where is Center Hill anyway. Some houses, some shopping, and what the mayor had to say about Center Hill. And a few stories along the way. If you're looking to live, work, or play in Center Hill, Memphis, or even the Mid-South, give me a call. I'm Amy Clark with Prylac Realtors, your go-to realtor for living in Memphis and the Mid-South. If you're thinking about buying or selling or investing in the area, let's connect. Don't forget to like and subscribe for local insights and real estate tips. Be sure to hit that notification bell and stay up to date on all of my new videos. So let's make your Memphis dream a reality. So if you are ready to dive deeper into the Memphis market, schedule a free consultation with me today.